say.
I gotta be honest, I was on their side.
I did, I was honest.
Me too.
Yeah, I said, to me, I would say.
100%, but it makes it fun.
Call the June 8th meeting of the Lancaster Village Board to order. Please stand for the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In the unlikely event of a fire or other emergency, you'll be asked to leave through the exit door, down the stairs, and out the front and rear of the building. Will the acting clerk treasurer please call the roll?
Mayor Schroeder.
Here.
Trustee Malone Schaefer.
Here.
Trustee Michaely.
Here?
Trustee Miller.
Here.
And Trustee O'Brien.
Here.
Item 3 on the agenda is audience participation for listed agenda ideas only. Is there anyone who would like to address the village board on listed agenda items only? Seeing no hands raised, we'll go to minutes. Meeting dated May 6th, which was a special meeting, and May 11th, regular meeting.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Michaely.
Second.
Second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Abstract of audited vouchers. We have 2 this evening.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that the treasurer be authorized to pay from the vouchers all the claims against the general, sewer, trust, capital, equipment reserve, community development, and special repair reserve funds for the period from May 11, 2026 to June 8, 2026. Further, that the report of the Finance Committee be accepted from the abstract of the audited vouchers, and that all claims were paid against the general fund in the amount of $142,466.91, sewer fund in the amount of $9,130.72, trust fund in the amount of $2,151, capital fund in the amount of $25,999.05, for a total of $179,747.68 for the period from April 28, 2026 to May 10, 2026. Additionally, that the report of the Finance Committee be accepted from the abstract of the audited vouchers, and all claims were paid against the general fund in the amount of $215,015.02, sewer fund in the amount of $16,867.27, capital fund in the amount of $6,439.78, for a total of $238,322.07 for the period from May 11, 2026 to May 25, 2026.
We have motion by trustee Miller for 2 abstract of audited vouchers.
Second.
Second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Listed correspondence. We have several pieces this evening. First is from the Town of Lancaster Building Department, providing a report of building permit applications, open complaints, inspections, and expired permits that were filed for properties within the village of Lancaster from May 6, 2026 to May 29, 2026.
Motion to receive and file.
We have a motion to receive and file from trustee Michaely.
Second.
Second by trustee Malone Schaefer. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Second piece of correspondence is from Elizabeth Riley Megan, providing her resignation as a member of the Planning Commission due to personal reasons, effective as of April 28, 2026. We need a motion to accept.
Motion to accept.
Motion by trustee Michaely.
Second.
Second by trustee Malone Schaefer. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Third piece of correspondence is from Mike Reinhold, Planning Commission Chairperson, recommending the appointment of Corey Adamczak as a full member of the commission to replace the vacant seat due to the resignation of Ms. Riley Megan.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien to approve.
Second.
Second by trustee Malone Schaefer. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Fourth piece of correspondence is from Mike Reinhold, Planning Commission Chairperson, recommending the approval of the site plan for the Glasgow Management EV Chargers project at 11 West Main Street, following review by the commission at its May 21st, 2026 meeting.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien.
Second.
Second by trustee Malone Schaefer to approve. Under the question, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Fifth piece of correspondence is from Erie County Department of Environment and Planning, provided notice that the 2003 local cooperation agreement relative to the Erie County Development Block Grant Consortium will be renewed for an additional 3 years, 2027 through 2029, unless the Village of Lancaster provides a written notification indicating its desire to terminate the agreement by the close of business on July 7th, 2026.
Motion to receive and file?
We have a motion to receive and file by trustee O'Brien,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. 6 piece of correspondence for the Lancaster Depew Element Chamber of Commerce, providing a special events application for a farmers market event to be held on Saturdays from 6/13/26 to 10/10/26, and requesting a waiver of the 60-day advance notice deadline for submission as required per the village code.
A couple of questions for that. Is there anybody from the chamber, or Tom, can you speak? Just a couple of quick questions that kind of came up with it. Instead of, and again, parking maybe first and foremost here, instead of taking up the parking lot that's there, utilizing that, is there any way to place this down in the park area?
They have talked about it. I think we're open to multiple locations, wherever it makes the most sense for the village. We had done it years ago, and we had put one stand in the front there on a Thursday. It got great visibility from people driving by, things like that. That's why I think we were focused on that spot. And then as it grows, it would actually naturally progress right down the street into that park area as a possibility. But I think we should, if there's alternatives, we can kind of pitch it to Jeff. But I think they're open to the location.
So the location could possibly change then, because we've heard tonight, parking, limited parking, things like that, and instead of taking up spots in a parking lot.
Yeah, this is generally, there's only probably 20 parking spots in that whole area. It's great visibility. The parking on Saturday afternoon is not typically a problem. The Monday through Thursday nights are a big problem, things like that. But for these types of things, I don't think there'd be any concern with parking at that particular time. And I think the visibility is important to kick it off. If we end up tucking it down and out, it won't be seen as much and won't draw people in the same way. So that'd be my recommendation, is to try to keep it in there. We're only compromising that parking, and at that time, I think it's optimal.
The only other question that I have, since we've tried to do farmers markets a couple of years now, do they have like an established vendor list, like a committed,
Yes.
like a
yeah.
vendor list?
Yeah, she's actually developing, she's already developed that. I want to say there's at least 4 or 5 farms available and multiple other merchants. So they've got a dedicated team of about 12 merchants that are going to come up, 10 to 12 merchants.
Every Saturday?
Every Saturday. There are a couple that are popping in and out. That'll be optional for each week, but they've got a core set that'll be there every Saturday for the events.
On the question, I'm sorry.
Can I ask a question too? The plan, you're talking about the entire lot?
Yeah, you can't mix, feet and people, I think is often said, right? So you want to probably block that lot off, keep those 12 merchants in there, and then as it grows, it would just naturally.
There are 2 handicap spaces there.
We can leave the handicap spaces themselves alone, so block it back a little bit so people can
Yeah.
back in and out of there. It's probably a really good idea. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Is there any way we can approve with like conditions on, like if there's feedback that we're hearing that other merchants are unhappy with the limited parking then, or anything like that it's got to be moved to a different location, the park area, something like that?
Yeah, I think we should give it a shot with knowing that Saturday afternoon is not typically when we're crowded, both in Clark Street, but definitely with the conditions that we'd be able to move it into the park. And I think as it grows, if we get to the point where we have 20 or 30 merchants, I think we're going to naturally want to move it into a more convenient grassy area where we can spread out, things like that. So
If you get established here, so people know for the first few weeks, the worst possible.
where it is.
First possible case, and then they come looking for it, and you outgrew it here, or you had to move to the park.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be,
That's the risk associated
I
with it.
don't know if Saturdays, I'm not usually here on Saturday afternoon. It's quiet. How full it is.
It's usually pretty quiet.
Usually very
What
quiet
time
on
are you
Saturdays.
talking? 9?
I think it's with 9 to 3 or something like that.
9 to 1.
9 to 1, yes. Yeah. Saturday mornings.
May I comment? I just wanted to alert the board that it does have discretion to grant this for a limited period of time. If you want to just put your toes in the water and say, okay, we're granting this for June and July, that's an option that you have, and after that, I have nothing further to say.
So we could do it like on a limited basis then,
Say,
30
okay,
days, 60
June and
days.
July, let's see how it turns on, and as far as September and October, we'll take it from there.
I guess my concern would be if these farmers and merchants are committing for an entire full season worth of.
Well, it was just a-
No, I understand what you're coming from, yeah. But I think it should definitely be somewhere. I think, I don't know, I think it makes sense there. I think the visibility, especially for the first year, makes sense. It's 20 parking spots. It's not that many to lose. Clark Street's right there, like right across the street, so,
We've
Yeah,
had farmers markets there before.
yeah. Yep.
We have, but tell that to the business owners that just for the last 45 minutes weren't happy about the parking. All I'm saying is maybe revisit it or put some kind of, if we hear feedback, whatever, that we can still move it or change it or whatever, that's all.
Yeah, I think I approve the entire request with the stipulation that we can revisit location if
Subject to
it's required. Yeah,
Necessary.
got no problem with that.
So you making that
So
motion?
I would make a motion then to approve the application and revisit it in 60 days at the end of June,
Okay.
or end of July.
We have a motion by trustee Malone Schaefer,
Second.
second by trustee Buckley. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Excuse me, correspondence from trustee Malone Schaefer providing a special events application for the Lancaster Legendary Rides Car Show to be held on Sunday, June 14th, 2026.
I'd like to make a motion to approve it.
Approve.
But car show coming up, I did a few applications here at the same time. First one was the car show coming up this June 14th from 9 until 1, affecting closures on Central Avenue from West Main Street to the roundabout. Very similar setup as last year.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Malone Schaefer,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Eighth piece of correspondence is from trustee Malone Schaefer providing a special events application for the following events related to Independence Day celebration, and that would include the parade, carnival, and fireworks.
That one I have as a group as well, although they're kind of their own separate events. This week, working with the vendors for insurance information and all of the needed paperwork for the fireworks. And again, my thanks to St. Mary's Church for allowing us to use their area with some modifications again this year. So fireworks still at 10 o'clock on July 4th. Parade, same route as last year and same time, and the carnival as well.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Malone Schaefer,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Ninth piece of correspondence is from the Lancaster Depew Boys and Girls Club, providing special events applications for the following events to be held during the Independence Day celebration, and that would be the Bob Giza Memorial Race and the beer tent and entertainment.
With that, I would just like to make one mention. Those two things were put together because they're associated with the Boys and Girls Club. This year, please be advised for those doing traffic control in the area, police and fire and whatnot, there is a slightly different race route going through the village of Depew off of Warner. So please, if you're in the affected areas of Ashford, Colony, help me out there, what other streets? Ashford, Colony, Columbia, just those streets in the area. I understand that they're in the village of Depew, but after a lengthy run here of doing it,
Yeah.
slightly different this year. So that's the only caveat with those.
Okay, very good. 10 piece of correspondence is from Lancaster Village Merchants Association, providing a special events application for the 5th Annual Lancaster Renaissance Street Fair to be held on Saturday, August 8th, 2026.
I had a question
Can
on the
we-
previous one.
Yeah.
So I don't believe, I was checking my packet again, I don't think they had the map and the insurance for those?
We don't yet. I am working this week with all
Oh, so are
of
those
the
just receive and file then?
For right now,
Oh.
I mean, I've still got to meet with Art, and
Oh, okay.
all of the insurance has to meet his approval
Yeah.
for the beer tent. I don't believe the race has anything, but the carnival and the fireworks. All of those things have to have his approval with the insurance and whatnot.
But we didn't receive it,
Not yet. We'll have it this week. They're all working on their insurance this week.
no, but motion to receive and file. No one made a motion for those event applications. So number 9.
So,
There was no motion.
well,
to
then
receive
back
or
up, because number 8, I don't have that yet then
Well, you
either.
made a motion to approve then. Oh,
I did, so do you want to change number 8 then to a motion to receive and file until you see the insurance paperwork?
sure.
Okay. Can we do that, Mayor, then back up to number 8 as well?
Okay.
And
You wanna-
change that to a receive and file for right now?
Can we,
And then I'll have to, well, that first piece first, and then I'll have to make a motion for a special meeting then, probably next week, Monday, to approve all of those.
Okay, so number 8.
So can we go back to number 8?
So I'm sorry, Tanya, I
If
think,
I have it as
Because it's what
received
we've
and
been
filed.
Received and
with
filed for
the-
number 8.
May I interrupt?
And then the
Yeah.
same
can I
thing for
suggest
number
something? What
9.
if we approve these things subject to,
Yeah.
contingent upon, and if,
yeah,
Bill?
that's fine, but my only question is, we made no motion at all on number 9. We just moved past it to the next one. We didn't approve or receive and file number 9. That was my only issue. I wanted to know what we were doing with it, because we didn't file it or approve it for number 9.
Do you want to change your motion to correspondence from the Lancaster? We
So
did-
both number 8 and number 9 will be correspondence received and filed.
Nicole, am I right?
That's-
We didn't do anything for number 9, did we?
No.
Okay, all right.
So then 8 and 9 should be the same thing.
Okay, so I have a motion by trustee Malone Schaefer,
Second.
second by trustee Muller for motions 8 and 9, number under the question. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Number 10, correspondence from the Lancaster Village Merchants Association providing a special events application for the 5th annual Lancaster Renaissance Street Fair to be held on Saturday, August 8th, 2026.
Make a motion to approve.
You have a motion to approve by trustee Malone Schaefer,
Second.
second by trustee O'Brien under the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Last listed correspondence is from Fire Chief Eric Feldman requesting approval to purchase 4 new Zoll AEDs at a cost of $7,128 from Cardiac Life Products to replace existing AEDs on the fire trucks.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by trustee Malone Schaefer,
Second.
second by trustee Miller under the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. All right. We have resolutions. We have several this evening. First resolution is to appoint Lawrence E. Anthony, 25 South Crest Avenue, Cheektowaga, New York, as a school crossing guard substitute effective immediately with a wage rate as approved in the 2026-2027 budget.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by trustee Mickley,
Second.
second by trustee Miller under the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Second resolution to is appoint the following individuals as seasonal employee laborers for the Department of Public Works per the recommendation of Superintendent Cisco with a retroactive effective date of May 26, 2026 at a wage rate of $19.50 per hour, and it would be Peyton Schaefer, Owen Silman, and Daniel Sugg.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by trustee Miller to approve.
Before we do that, wasn't there one more than, we have another letter about a, is that an additional person?
It is under
Charles Gill?
human
Charles
resources. I was
Oh, you'll do it
going
under Joe, okay.
Would you like me to add him to that as well?
Can we just add him to this?
Yeah, you could probably add, sure. He ain't starting yet, but he's gonna start
Charles
soon. Might as well just have him on the list.
I will add him as the 4th.
What's that?
I'm adding him as the 4th.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Motion to approve
Motion to approve.
by trustee Malone Schaefer,
Second.
second by trustee Mickley under the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Third resolution is to approve change order number 1, final balancing change order from the Plum Bottom Creek Culvert Rehabilitation Project, Phase 1, to balance all quantities and add new items that will enable a final payment to be made, which results in a final revised contract value of $926,309.17, and further that such approval and release of final payment shall be contingent upon receipt of a release from the owner of 43 Central Avenue that all pending items have been addressed by the contractor, which was Union Concrete.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien to approve.
Second.
Second by trustee Mickley under the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Number 4 is a resolution to confirm approval of the amendment to the New York Forward Agreement and revised Schedule A with the Housing and Trust Fund Corporation to increase the maximum amount of New York funding funds to be provided for the small project fund to $700,000.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the
On the
question?
question, could I just ask, Kevin, is that from Brookfield? Is that what this is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because that project fell through. A portion of that money was added, essentially just added to the small project fund,
Okay,
allowing us to fund more projects.
great.
I'll have more about that during grants.
You will, okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Fifth resolution is authorizing myself as mayor to sign and approve a contract modification form with Labella Associates to increase the New York Small Project Fund Administration Services fee to a total revised budget of $70,000, which represents 10% of the Small Project Fund grant award.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien to approve,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Sixth resolution is authorizing myself as mayor to sign and approve an agreement, proposal 26-137, with Watts Architects and Engineers for professional engineering services, SSES investigation and CAP report, mini systems 2, 3, 6, at a total cost of $249,600 to provide services to carry out a project and work plan to be partially funded through New York State EFC Engineering Planning Grant number 2311.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Miller, seconded
Second.
by trustee Mickley. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Seventh resolution is to accept and approve the following membership changes for the Lancaster Fire Department as approved at the department meeting on May 12, 2026. Paul Morosky, Rescue Hook and Ladder Company, inactive life to active status, and John Burke, Rescue Hook and Ladder Company, active to inactive life status.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by trustee Malone Schaefer to approve.
Second?
Second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution 8 is to approve the renewal of insurance coverage with Selective Insurance for public officials coverage at an annual premium cost of $16,709, for crime coverage at an annual premium cost of $448 for property, auto, general liability, and other coverage at an annual cost premium of $156,220.87, and cyber liability coverage at an annual premium cost of $1,690.
Motion to approve.
A motion to approve by trustee Miller,
Second?
second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution number 9, authorizing myself as mayor to sign and approve the Synergen site host agreement for the DCFC EV charging station to be installed at the Cayuga Creek location by CIR Electrical Construction as awarded and contractor for this project.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien to approve,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the question,
Under the question, just a shout out to Attorney Herzig. You did amazing work on this. I would say that the time you put into this not only benefited the village of Lancaster, because you gave us a more sound and solid contract, but they actually updated their overall contract that benefits everyone with a contract with Synergy. So they all owe you a debt of gratitude.
I have to share that credit with Amy, because we had a meeting, I said, well, this is what I think the problem is, but I thought we might have to bite the bullet, and Amy said, oh, no, let's pursue it and see if we can get them to change their provisions, and she was the one who initiated the further contact and was able to get it done.
Good work by several.
Okay?
teamwork. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. 10th resolution, approve payment to Synergy EV Incorporated in the amount of $1,095 for the DCFC commissioning support related to the EV charging station to be installed at the Cayuga Creek Park location.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by trustee Mickley,
Second.
second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. 11th resolution is approved a 5-year parts and labor warranty from Synergy EV in the amount of $9,890.81 for the DCFC EV charging station to be installed at the Cayuga Creek Park location.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve by trustee O'Brien,
Second.
second by trustee Mickley. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution number 12, to approve an increase in the energy delivered price to 30 cents per kilowatt hour from 20 cents per kilowatt hour for the Level 2 EV charging station at Cuba Creek Park.
Motion to approve.
A motion approved by trustee O'Brien.
Second.
Second by trustee Michael. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. 13th resolution, to approve the rate structure for the use of the Level 3 EV charging station at Cuba Creek Park as follows. Energy delivered price is 60 cents per kilowatt hour. Idle parking time price of $5 per hour, parked after charging complete. Grace period after charging, 45 minutes.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion approved by trustee O'Brien.
Second.
Second by trustee Michael. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. 14th resolution is to approve a partnership with Erie County on the Plate to Field initiative to reduce food waste, expand composting opportunities, and support community education efforts in the village of Lancaster, and further authorize myself as mayor to sign a letter of commitment confirming the village's participation in the program.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion to approve by trustee Miller,
Second.
second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. 15th resolution is authorizing myself as mayor to sign and approve a memorandum of agreement with CSEA Local 1000 DPW unit relating to covered employees who have reached or will reach their 30th anniversary of employment prior to May 31st, 2030.
Motion.
A motion to approve by trustee Miller,
Second.
second by trustee Michael. Under the question, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution 16 is to approve the employer participation agreement with MetLife Insurance Company to renew and provide life insurance benefits to eligible Lancaster Fire Department members for a term of 1 year effective on July 1st, 2026.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve by trustee O'Brien, second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. 17th resolution, authorizing myself as mayor to sign and approve an agreement, task order edition, with William Shutt and Associates, including all exhibits A through L for engineering services, which will be detailed in a separately executed task order for each specific project, with the effective date of this agreement covered through May 31st, 2027, unless otherwise extended by written agreement.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion to approve by trustee Miller,
Second.
second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. 18th resolution, authorizing myself as mayor to sign and approve task order for services related to specific projects from William Shutt and Associates as follows. Please select task orders to be approved. Number 1, recurring village engineering task, $3,250 monthly fee. Yes or no? Do we want to do these one at a time, or do you want to go through them all?
I do one at a time because there's one that I think we should not approve.
Okay, all right, so need a motion?
Motion to approve the first one, yes.
Second?
Second by trustee, motion by trustee O'Brien, second by trustee Miller to vote yes. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Number 2, the Russell J. Salvatore Lancaster Village Pavilion, $48,800 total fee.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion to approve by trustee Miller, so I'll second that motion. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Number 3 is the ADA crosswalk on Clark Street, $19,800 total fee.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien,
Second.
second by trustee Michael. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Number 4, Cuba Creek Park, Level 3 EV charging station, hourly rate fees.
Motion to approve.
We have motion approved by trustee O'Brien,
Second?
second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is also carried. Last one is Central Avenue Parking Lot Mobility Hub, Level 3 EV charging station, hourly rates.
Motion to deny.
Motion to deny by trustee O'Brien.
Is that because we're already paying?
Yeah, I'm going to work through getting that information with DiDonato, who's doing the Central Avenue project.
Are you seconding it?
Yeah, we'll second.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor of denying it?
Aye.
Opposed? That portion is denied. All right. 19th resolution, authorizing myself as mayor to sign and approve a license agreement with Flock Group in relating to the installation, maintenance, and operation of Flock hardware on the Lancaster Municipal Building.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion by trustee Miller. I'll
On the
second.
question,
Yes.
I sent out an email on this,
Yeah.
as well as Mike.
We want
I would just,
to consult with
I would like to,
our
yeah.
attorney on that. All right. All right, we're going to consult with our attorney. We will be back shortly.
yeah, I think so. Wayne, come on in.
Okay.
I invited Wayne. Do we have the clerk here as well? Nicole?
Would you like me to come back as well?
Oh, yeah, the other hand, Russell's order. That's why I was going ahead. Okay, good, good. Yeah, absolutely. Session here. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Is this the last resolution? Oh, yeah.
They're giving it the same thing. They're giving good things to others.
I think it was a good thing.
That's how cool it was in here. Oh my God.
We're going to table this matter until we get some more information on a couple of things, so take a motion to table that.
Make the motion.
A motion by trustee O'Brien.
Second.
Second by trustee Michael. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. All right, hopefully this is the last resolution authorizing myself as mayor to sign and approve a parking lot license agreement with Ellicott Development for the use of the exterior parking lot at 60 Central Avenue for parking only at a rental cost of $1 per month, with the Village of Lancaster responsible for maintenance for the duration of the agreement. I've been working with them. I think they've been more than generous. If they wanted to, they could have banned that parking immediately and just closed it right off, and this way it gives us, some legal authority to have it. We're gonna patch it, we'll plow snow, and that's
Cut
about
the
it. We're
grass
not gonna
also,
mill it
too.
and pave it, or
Okay.
anything like that.
My question is that they had a company come out and took care of it a couple days ago.
Okay,
All right, so that was their final one, it's ours
Yeah,
now.
once
So
we sign an
we'll
agreement, yeah.
Cut the grass and everything, just so I know.
no, there was nothing mentioned about cutting grass. They have,
So they'll cut their own
No,
grass.
Yeah.
I think it's maintenance. I think the lease says we maintain, no?
That's what I'm asking, I just, you know what I mean? just
I
so
don't
know.
have the lease sitting in front of me, so,
Well, we'll finally figure it out afterwards. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
we're
but
supposed to maintain it.
I believe, the motion is just for the lot, so,
When they say parking only,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'll make a motion that we approve that.
Second.
And a second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And again, he could have just closed that right up, and so I think that's good. All right, that should be it for resolutions. Next point is audience participation. If there's anyone who would like to address the village board, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and tell us what's on your mind.
Good evening. Just a couple quick things here. I didn't know that the flock thing was on the agenda tonight. I know there's the agenda there, but I don't know in the future if we could staple the listed resolutions attached with that so we know which section we should speak in. That would be super helpful. And I also didn't see a motion to go into attorney-client executive session a second ago, so I don't know if that needs to be reflected or updated in the record at all, so just that way. So the reason I rise today, and I would have spoken before, but.
Your name and address, sir?
Sorry, Justin Del Bello, 47 Park Boulevard. Some of you may remember me from the discussions leading up to the board's unanimous approval of the town's request to place flock drone on the village hall, or from when I expressed my appreciation to the DPW for helping me with my basement flooding issues. There are future discussions on the horizon with the town about the overall usage of flock, but I rise today to inquire about the status of the village relationship with flock and the status of the process of the project itself. I understand the village is going to vote on the acceptance of the contract this evening, and with that in mind, I have a few questions I was hoping could be answered tonight or in the future in the writing or anything like that. Have there been any changes to the agreement since the last time this was discussed with the board? Has anything been installed, intended to be installed, or delivered or otherwise placed on village property in connection to the project? Have there been any costs incurred beyond the previously discussed about $2,000 installation cost, or any additional costs anticipated to support this project to the village property? If so, how will that be paid for? And kind of generally here, what are the ongoing responsibilities, the village's responsibilities, whether financial or otherwise, for hosting this equipment? I ask because regardless of where anyone stands on flock, I believe the residents deserve to understand the current status and scope of the project, and any obligations the village has assumed or may assume in the future, and any costs that may ultimately fall on taxpayers. So I just wanted to kind of provide a status update on any of those things, and I'd be happy to sit back down.
We are going to be meeting with a consultant because we need increased internet speed in order for the drone to be able to operate and not inhibit the village operations. So we're looking into what the cost is, and then I will speak with Supervisor Leary and the Chief of Police, because I believe the town should incur any costs other than just putting it on the building.
Has anything been installed or attempted to be installed yet?
No, not that I'm aware of anyway. Wayne, are you aware of
Just the
anything?
basic, the money you were talking about, around the $2,000. It is started, so it is wired up and ready to go, but the main wire is, we're waiting on approval for that, so.
So I guess I'd ask the village attorney how he might feel about something being installed, but I don't know, the contract doesn't seem, is it approved and signed? I would imagine that we probably shouldn't have started that work until the contract was signed. Is that the case? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't give legal opinions to, my responsibilities are limited to consultation with the board and department heads, and my responsibilities don't involve giving legal opinions to members of the public.
Fair enough. What, I guess, if the board were to ask you if we should start paying, so the board, should this work have started without the approval of the contract?
Well, the money was approved.
The money was approved
The money
ahead of
was
time.
approved.
This is the support
So,
service to make it
was
work.
approved for us to take.
We're not paying that.
Yeah.
The $2,000, so, but from my understanding, there was indemnification.
Just give us contract.
So I think you're confusing two different contracts. One was with the town, which was for the money. The second one was with Flock to actually have the drone up there. The drone is not in-house, right? It's not up
No.
there at all, right?
Not that I know.
So the
Still
drone
wires
is
are up
still
there.
not up there. It's just like the wiring for it.
It's a one more thing, Justin, the contract's not secret. If you want the
I never said it
contract,
was.
yeah, if you want, no, but could you ask some questions that are in the contract?
Yeah, I'd love to read them.
Here. Saying, the contract, so, and point was raised, and it's a good point, that our agendas that we publish online too, and the agendas that are here, are kind of, just templates, the same thing every week, it doesn't, it's something that.
No, the actual agenda is on the website. It should be.
Yeah, I just didn't
Is
have
it-
a chance to look it up.
Yeah.
before I
Okay,
came.
it's on the website, but it's
Yeah.
not, okay.
It's something Bill made happen, I think, 2 years ago, when you came on the board again. You wanted to see them up there. They've been up there since then.
It's usually up Friday before the meeting.
Oh, okay, not the attachments though, right? No. So anything here that we're doing is
Some of them.
never, can always be foiled if you wanted to, or just ask us.
Oh, I'm not, no,
Yeah,
I just
what I'm saying
didn't
is,
have time to look on the website.
so the questions that you
That's
asked,
all I'm saying.
a lot of the questions you asked will be in the contract, as far as maintenance.
I would, yeah, definitely. I guess it wasn't, or, I must have misunderstood, or it wasn't made fully clear that there were two separate contracts about the installation versus the drone, and I just wanted to make sure that contract that is been signed, that the work that is approved and signed, you have approval to do those things. And I know there's questions on indemnification language, and Evelyn, you said that it sounds like it was a separate contract, and that's great. I just want to make sure that the work that has been done or is in progress is approved and signed. That's all I was really looking to confirm.
Yeah, that was all taken care of, and then again, this will be for internet service. Yes,
Hello, I'm Ellen Beltz. I was here for the Flock discussion a couple weeks ago, too. And it was my understanding, and I may have, you can please clarify, that there was like a 90-day trial period. Is that part of the contract? Or did I misunderstand that when the discussion was going on?
yeah, I believe there is a 90-day trial
90
period.
days. So at the 90-day mark, which started when exactly?
Well, that's what the
It's not
town, right?
installed yet.
That's what the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's with the town.
Yeah.
So actually, two separate things. The contract is really for 1 year. The police department is looking at it as a 90-day experiment.
Okay, so we have a
Contract
contract.
is the contract, whatever contract, if the contract ever gets signed, and it hasn't been signed yet, if the contract gets signed, and likely will, it's a 1-year contract.
But a 90-day trial period. So I don't know how those two would reconcile. So after 90 days, we're like, well, this thing isn't working, but we still got a year-long contract, so that doesn't like make a lot of sense. And then one follow-up question then. So at 90-day period, what are we looking at? Are we actually getting the statistics from the police department? How often it's used? Is this cost-effective? What has happened? I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that
That's the
before
police
we
department
continue.
question. That is the police department
Cap,
question.
can you,
But don't you have to report, doesn't the department have to report to the board here?
Not to us, no, to the public, they do.
Well, there's wording in the.
But where would they do that?
They would report to us.
Okay.
Yep.
Cap, any information at all?
So once it's installed, we'll have 90 days to use it and see if it's what the benefits are. And we will do we'll analyze the results and see if it's worthwhile and it's something we want to continue. So
And then you will report that to this committee, to the public?
I think if anybody will report it to the town board, not the village board.
But we're paying for something here too, so, you can
say that this contract is with the town, the village has a contract with the town, but as a village, they have a, responsibility to report to us also. It's not just the town. So,
Yeah, we'll make sure that happens.
I mean, we're voting on things here, so
Sure.
in 90 days, I'm expecting but the contract is not signed, so when's the clock stop ticking? When is that exactly?
Yeah, once the drones aren't even installed yet.
Okay, so it's not about when you sign the contract, it's
Right.
when the actual drones get installed.
Right.
And would that be reported when they are installed? Will we hear that?
We can make sure it is.
Sure,
All right, thanks.
absolutely.
Ellen, yes, Ellen Beltz, BELTZ.
One thing worth
68
noting,
Lombardi.
One of the adjustments that we made with the contract with the town, between the village and the town, was we have the authority to request reporting on the use of the drone. So that was language updated in there to give us that authority. So if we have questions about it, if we see it flying overhead a bunch of times, we want to figure out what was going on. Obviously, they're not going to give us data that would compromise investigations, but as far as like usage data, we have access to that.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to committee reports, finance and claims.
Can we remove the engineering consultant services agreement negotiations? Are we at that point yet where we can remove that, take that off? Just so it's not on my report.
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're good.
That's fine.
Okay,
I have one thing too for financing claims. So I'm going on vacation. I won't be back in town until very late on the 20th. I could sign vouchers on the 21st, but it's also Father's Day, and I don't want to abandon my family to come down here as much as I like coming down here. So would anyone mind signing vouchers for me on that weekend? Sure.
okay, Public Works, Chairman Mickley.
Public Works, for now, it's really all about paving. So that's the big thing going on right now over the next few weeks will be paving. To remind folks who aren't aware, we have a intermunicipal agreement or agreements with Village of Depew and Town of Lancaster. You'll see Town of Lancaster and/or Village of Depew equipment here, maybe employees here. So we'll be finished, Wayne, with the village next week?
So Depew should be finished tomorrow. The town needs it for a day or two, and we were hoping to start Thursday, but it might be delayed, but we will definitely be done before the 4th. So that was our goal.
That's all I have for now.
Okay, anything for Public Works? If not, we'll go to Public Safety, myself. I really have no report this evening. Building Lights and Codes, Chairman Mickley.
A few things. We met a few weeks ago with Cadeni, the architects. We haven't spoke about that in a while, but if you'll remember, we had engaged Cadeni Architects to do a building condition assessment report. They gave us a preliminary report, very voluminous, very good. They will, within the next month or so, we'll have a follow-up, which will have more detailed, and they'll lay it out as far as what we need over 5 years. The good news about just reading the preliminary report was that it's, there's no bad news. It's not as if, they went through this building and the North End Fire Hall. No surprises, no major surprises. Everything is okay. But they'll lay out for us things that were improvements that we can or should make. One thing I'd like to accomplish from that would be having an ADA accessible bathroom or two in this building, and we'll be looking into that. It's possible the ones up here may be big enough. Maybe we can do them up here without having to. That would be probably the easiest way of doing it and the cheapest way of doing it. But more to come on that in the future. Moving on, I've had discussions over the past few weeks with a resident or a few residents regarding, they had a light issue, an outdoor light issue, which we were able to resolve. Matt, thank you very much. With Matt's help, I got involved a little bit. Sometimes somebody's backyard has a really spotlight, pretty much, that shines into someone else's yard. Sometimes the other yard that gets affected is not even right behind them, but it's far away. The town has a, as it turns out, so this resident, we helped, he's been helpful back and encouraging us, asking us to come up with some sort of code. I need to get a better grasp of what our code is regarding that and whether improvements we make really will be an improvement, and I'll be speaking with Matt about that. But coincidentally, the town has on June 15th a public hearing because the town is looking into a new outdoor light code, revision to the code. So we'll see whether or not it's worth it for us to piggyback on them, if it's necessary, if it's better. But it's something, Nicole, could you just add that to building lights and codes
Yes, definitely.
list? Just add outdoor, outdoor code, outdoor lighting code.
Yep, you got it.
And whether or not, and we'll see what, if anything, is necessary to do with that. Finally, I've been working the historic street signs. I'm waiting, hoping to get from someone at Preservation, PNB, Preservation Niagara Buffalo, to send me a letter of support that I can send to the state when I send something to the state requesting that we change the street signs on Broadway. Hopefully sometime fairly soon I'll have that. And that's about all I have for now.
Okay, anything for Chairman Michaely?
Yeah, I have one thing. In regards to ADA bathrooms in this building, keep me in the loop. I know you said it's down the road, but keep me in the loop on that because like CDBG can provide money for stuff like that. It's one of the projects I suggested last year as a
Yeah.
possibility. So there is money out there to help offset some of those costs.
Great.
So just keep me in the loop.
Move. Thank you.
Okay, Human Resources, Chairman Malone Schaefer.
Human resources, I'd like to, you know what, before I get to that, before I forget, sir, you had kind of seemed to want to step forward. I'd like to take a few minutes. I know it's a little bit different here, but if you'd like a few minutes.
Well, yeah, I did, Don Anstett, 68 Lombardi Street. I just have a question about, after the 90 days, we're going to get a report. I just wonder if there's going to be a window on that report? I mean, could take a year to produce a report like that, and I know we haven't voted on it yet, but I think the report, the feedback on the flock should be in a timely manner. I don't think we should have to wait 6 months for a report to see what the results of the experiment are.
I would agree with that, yes.
Thank you.
Right, absolutely. Anyhow, back to human resources. The only thing, a few things that I have there, I'd like to make a resolution, as long as we did the seasonal employees today as well. We have learned that the DPW is going to be down a few regular employees. So I'd like to make a resolution this evening. We were coming to an end with a part-time employee, Michael Cipriani. I'd like to make a motion to continue his employment through the end of December of 2026, when we should be back at full staff for the employees that are out.
I'll second that motion. Motion by trustee Malone Schaefer, myself. There's a question?
Who seconded? I'm sorry.
I did.
You did, okay, thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
The only other thing that I have in human resources is usually one of the better things that I'm able to share. Captain Smith, some good news coming up for us, for you, I guess, correct? We're gonna be missing a face sitting in the back there after 20-something years.
23 years.
Captain Smith is gonna be retiring and enjoying other things. So congratulations from us. You're gonna have somebody filling in your place?
We are going to be promoting a new captain in the next couple of weeks, and you'll probably see a new face.
Very good, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's all I have for human resources.
Okay. Community events?
Community events, coming up June 14th for the car show from 9 until 1. We're going to have entertainment, music entertainment from More Heat, and Terry Buckwald as Elvis. Of course, the car shows, the cars that are involved. I will have a map, Matt, to include with the application that we have. A little bit closer, I get to see the weather. I've learned car enthusiasts are very concerned with the weather, so as I get a little bit closer to know what the amount of cars are going to be like, I'll be able to provide a map where we're going to have things lined up. Other than that, again, my thanks for the approval for the things for coming up for the 4th of July. A lot of work going into it. We had met last week with police and fire, EMS and all that. So a lot of planning going into it, but we're looking forward to it. The only other thing I'd like to make is a motion this evening to have a special meeting on June 15th at 4 p.m. if there is any need for approval for the mayor to sign any agreements related to the beer tent, fireworks, and carnival. I'd like to make that a motion for June 15th at 4 PM.
A motion by trustee Malone Schaefer,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the question?
I'll abstain from that just because I won't be here.
Okay. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
That's all that I have for community events.
All right. Economic development. Have nothing further at this point. Sewer, Chairman Mickley.
What do they have on that? So we did, tonight, we approved a resolution for the next step, the next Watts proposal, which will be the inspections of 2, 3, and 6, mini systems 2, 3, and 6. Mini system, we already had mini system 5 rolling, starting soon after, starting sometime in July. This proposal goes over 1 year, and it will take us through 2026 and 2027. Because we're all, meaning, DPW guys are involved with this too, and everybody's, can only do so much at one time. The cost of that went up, and Gavin and I had a meeting with Watts to discuss that, but our grant is the amount of 170. How much?
It's 100,000.
100,000. So this is partially paid for by grant, but this is something that we're going to see starting in July. There's going to be a lot of DPW guys running around the neighborhood, including Justin on our street, with the mini system 5, I think is ours. So we're going to have a lot of work going on over the next few months, starting in July. Of course, also in July after the parade, after the 4th, we're going to have Pleasant Avenue starting. So it's going to be a busy summer for sewer inspections
Yeah.
and sewer work.
Yeah, we're never at a lack for work, believe me.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's all I have.
All right. Tech and marketing. Oh, I'm sorry, grants. Chairman O'Brien, what do you got for grants?
Couple things. So with the Plum Bottom Creek Culvert Phase 1 project, we're still working with Union Concrete to do some cleanup in the staging area for that. I believe that should be completed tomorrow. And hopefully we can get that closed out and move on to Phase 2 of that project, which is in the works. The ZEV grant charging station should be online shortly. Thank you for approving those resolutions tonight. And again, thank you, Art, for all the work you put in on that, and to Amy as well. Amy will be scheduling a commissioning in the coming weeks to officially ribbon cut the charging station. No, I'm not sure if she's going to do a ribbon cutting. I think commissioning is the actual, the turning it on process, but you can call it commissioning. I think there's going to be a ribbon cutting and,
Champagne bottle again?
Champagne, yeah. No, please don't. It's very expensive.
Well, better than cutting the ribbon than the cord.
Yeah, that too. I talked to Brian Lipkowski about the cute little tree signs that we have all over the village, about when those will be picked up, because I get worried about them ending up in garbage totes. And he said they'll be cleaned up before the week of the 4th. So those will be disappearing soon. In regards to the Pocket Park next to this building, we had a pre-construction meeting last week with Labella and Miller Construction. I actually engaged Picasso's, and thank you, Wayne, for your willingness to help me with those conversations. They just need to be in the loop on this project. Their dumpster is still there, so that we have to find a new location for that temporarily. They have updates that they want to do on their property, so they just have to we have to have the lines of communications open with that. And I have also deputized Superintendent Cisco as far as determining, access to this building for the construction crews and stuff, because they'll need to get in there to do electric and things as needed. This morning, earlier today, we approved expanding the small project fund to $700,000. Again, that's due to the Brookfield Place Senior Housing Project not moving forward. New York State let us reallocate $400,000 of that money to fund new small projects for property owners and businesses downtown in the village. We've already started the process of reaching out to those businesses that applied last year. We put in a lot of work reviewing those applications and scoring them, so we're just going to go down the list and see where they are as far as the scopes of their projects. New York State thought that was the fairest way to engage this. So those letters will be going out. I believe they went out last Wednesday, so ideally those property owners have received those letters and can provide some feedback about what they need done.
So I'm sorry, is it 700 or 400?
So original was $300,000. We added 400 on top of that, so the total is $700,000, yeah. So we have essentially not quite $400,000 because Labella gets a cut out of that, they get 10%. We have $360,000 to put towards other projects, which is, in my mind, awesome. Like, there's gonna be a lot of positive growth. The projects that we funded last year are all well on their way. They're either under construction or about to be under construction. That's the Mason's Lodge, Frosty's, Central with Balance Meats is, and then also the tattoo shop, Artemis Tattoo on Broadway. Those projects are all in the works. So it's great to fund those projects and also see the sponsors step up and like keep it moving. You know, there's not been any delays. They just keep moving forward. And we'll see more of that very soon. Let's see. Met with the DOT for the TAP grant last week as well. There's additional hoops we have to jump through for the Central Avenue Improvements Project, I guess, to put it simply. We'll continue those conversations. We sent them updated designs for the project. They have further review they have to do, and kind of they are deciding our next steps on this. But hopefully it goes faster than it seems like it's going to, but more to come on that.
Who's deciding the next step? I'm sorry.
It's DOT, yeah, New York State DOT.
For that part of it, for the sidewalk.
Yeah, so a major kind of hurdle with this project is the fact that on Central Avenue downtown here, the right-of-way ends in the middle of the sidewalk. So we'll have like 4 feet of sidewalk is in the right-of-way, 2 feet is technically on the property owner's side of that line. In order for us to do work on those sidewalks, we have to essentially acquire those 2 feet or so. Where some spots it's inches, some spots it's 2 feet, but that little bit of property has to be under right-of-way control by the village. There's an extra wrinkle in that because these are all historic buildings. So DOT wants to examine very closely to make sure that we're not using this historic property improperly. In my mind, it's a sidewalk. We're turning it into a sidewalk. We're using it the way it's been for 30 years. But they have to go through their review process that I've been told can take up to 13 months. I hope they come to the realization that I think we all have, is that it's sidewalk. We're just trying to keep it as sidewalk. But more to come, is all I can say. You know, we've had conversations with them. I'll keep talking to them, provide them any information they need. But it's a process.
Kevin, I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but I just.
No, please do.
So
Yeah.
because of the delay of that, you've talked in the past about having another stakeholder meeting, reaching out to the people.
Which is why we haven't done that yet,
Yeah.
because the design is on hold because of this. Yeah, we were doing monthly design meetings. Those are now probably not going to happen because it makes no sense to spend grant money, because those meetings cost us money if we can't further the design at all until we hear back from DOT.
So at some point, I think we need to have the conversation, and I planned to do it tonight, but the meeting was running. I didn't bring it up under Public Works. We all know we keep putting off Central Avenue paving for this project. And at some point, I'd like to have obviously, we don't want to do anything silly and pave it then next year. But at some point, we have to look at this, say, okay, how long can we wait? Is there anything, and I've asked Wayne this, and I didn't like the answer because it was no, but is there anything we can do at some point to, will the entire project go all the way up to, will there be some part, maybe the north end, that we can start doing some paving over the next year or two without having to wait till 2028?
So projects are, the parts of the project go all the way up to Walden. Not as extensive as down here, but there are spots where sidewalk will be replaced, where curbs will be replaced when needed. We intend to add 2 mid-block crossings because there's no way to cross the street between Brady and Walden. So the idea is to add the rapid flashing beacons to allow people to cross. I saw actually a family trying to cross to the ice cream shop during rush hour traffic the other day, and I was terrified because they had the strollers and everything. It just seemed, but they were waiting to run across the street. Not ideal. So we're going to add those. There are aspects of the project that go all the way up there too.
Curb?
In spots, yeah, where it needs to be replaced. Yeah. It's a conversation. Like I said, I'm hoping we get good news back. But yeah, I think we're better off waiting and then having to do it twice, because it'd be a lot more money to do it twice.
Yeah.
The upgrades to the North End Fire Hall are continuing. I think we're waiting on the installation of the new windows. I think Amy was scheduling that.
Yeah, they were 6 weeks out, so that was probably 4 weeks, it was a couple weeks.
Couple weeks, yeah, and those windows will be replaced. Thank you, John, for mentioning your conversation with Watts. I thought that was it was good of them to sit down with us, and kind of, I felt better about it after chatting with them. That was for the EFC planning grant for mini systems 2, 3, and 6. The contract process for the solar panels in the DPW is ongoing. Amy told me that there's some documentation they've been sending back and forth with New York State on that. Finally, one last little bit. So right now, the consolidated funding application is just opened. That is New York State's online portal to apply for a whole host of grants. Mike, Amy, and I all went through the list of potential grant opportunities. And at this point, based on current projects, we only identified one real need to target, and that is a smart growth planning program grant through the Department of State to update the village's zoning. One of our objectives in our comprehensive plan that we just finalized was to take a look at the entire village zoning and make upgrades where possible. So I reached out to Lori from ECIDA to get the ball started on submitting that grant. So we'll be working on that going forward. And that is it for grants.
Okay, thank you very much. Tech and Marketing, Chairman Miller.
I have nothing.
Okay, and Climate Smart, Chairman O'Brien.
Thank you. So we had our Climate Smart Task Force meeting and our Forest Advisory Board meeting last week. We reviewed the tree planting progress from this year and kind of looked ahead in the future. It seems we may have the opportunity to plant more trees than we intended. We saved some money on our costs. We budgeted more than we ended up needing, so we have money left over. We'll likely be planting more trees. Amy's currently at a sustainability conference in Utica. She'll have the opportunity there to talk to other people in her role from across New York State and also get to educate people about all the great stuff that we do here in the Village of Lancaster, so furthering the Village of Lancaster brand. And we're continuing to work with Erie County on the potential of planting trees on Como Park Boulevard. Brian went out and did some measurements, and I think it was 110 trees potentially that we could plant on Como Park Boulevard, which I think would be absolutely transformative. Because if you walk on Como Park, it is not fun in the sun. You drive down there, you wouldn't know, like you just any other suburb. But I think if we could get some trees planted in there, it would be incredible for that whole neighborhood. So that's just a process we have to work through with Erie County, but they've been open to it so far, so I'm pretty optimistic about it. And that's it for Climate Smart.
Very good. Excuse me. All right, we'll go to Department Head Report, Superintendent Cisco.
Just a couple of things. First of all, I asked Mike, and I don't know if he had time because of all the work he was doing. I needed a surplus equipment for the cat loader and the sewer camera for you guys, if that's okay to put it on the auction.
I'll make
Yeah, I
that
think
a
there was-
motion.
Yeah, there was on there. I just,
Yeah.
I did have it,
That was-
but I just, you guys didn't have it in the.
I'll make that a motion.
Second.
We have a
Okay.
second by Trustee Miller under the question. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried.
And as you know, we will be paving, hopefully at the end of this week, if not early next week. We will be doing, the streets that I said, Lake, Lombardi, over, and Old Lake, and by Commerce Parkway. So we'll have all those done before the 4th of July. So that should be good.
Sounds good.
And then we also want to, what was that, Clyde?
Who was the first on that? I apologize.
Lake?
Lake, Lombardi.
No, who was,
No, to
she
the motion.
seconded? Who was the first?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, the mayor made the motion.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, Bill.
No problem.
All right.
And then I talked to, about Caden, about the sewers. We will be starting that after the 4th. We discussed it, he wanted to start earlier. I said I wouldn't really have much time until after the 4th, so that's the time we're going to be starting it. So, and everything else is going pretty good, so. And then all the other, we did have a follow-up with the Red River, which you guys all know about. So Joe is, he's been doing a lot of work trying to get everything done, so he's working on it as of right now. So he's working with the DEC, and he just texted me, emailed me today, so he's trying to get a permit for whatever he has to do. So he's just waiting for the information coming from them. Everything else seems to be going okay.
Sounds good. Looking good, too. Any questions?
The former Red River.
Yeah, the former Red River, okay, sorry.
People are interested in that. I get questions, people message me on Facebook, asking me questions about that, and, you know, I think what we can give them is good news. With a company that, yeah, had some problems, made some mistakes, and they're trying to make it right.
Okay, clerk's office, anything?
Tax bills went out, tax payments are coming in, and we need the articles for the newsletter by June 26th, which is a Friday. That's kind of
Okay.
creeping up, so everybody knows about that.
Okay, sounds good.
That's all I got.
Okay, fire chief.
We had, year-to-date through May, 152 calls for the year, 1,627 training hours through May for the year. Thank you for approving the AEDs for the 4 apparatus that allow us to upgrade the Engine 1, Engine 2, Engine 5, and Ladder 4 AEDs, so we appreciate that. And then we had an incident on Burwell Avenue on Friday evening, around 7:15 p.m. I forwarded the information to the mayor. Came in as a reported garage fire. A young boy alerted the neighbors and his father, who then obviously alerted 911. Turned out it was a riding mower that was on fire in the garage, so the neighbors and residents were able to pull it out of the garage with minimal damage, some charring to the garage, and it was a detached garage, and no structural damage. So I forwarded the information, so it's a good call by the young 8-year-old.
We're going to do something with that, don't worry.
That's all I have.
That'll be good. Anything for the chief? No. Code enforcement.
As you can see from our submitted reports, it's becoming very active. We were able to update our vacant property list up to 17 total in the village. One of them was the Rite Aid facility at 60 Central Avenue. The grass was cut from an enforcement action. We're having discussions on if and when they're going to remove the signage, as all off-site advertising is not permitted in facilities that are not available on the site. Signs should be removed. With that, our discussion from this morning with the advertising signs in the right-of-ways, none of them are legal. It was our department's understanding, Department of Public Works would be picking up and disposing all of them. I've noticed a specific company, another one is right here at the intersection, but right around the corner, this power washing sign was out there, and it seems to be moved right now, which is a good, I think it's still there. It's been there about a month. So I've instructed our code officials, pick them up right to the dumpster. They're just, it's an illegal sign. They shouldn't be in the right of ways. The last meeting where we had a resident make complaints about a neighbor in storage of facilities. I am embarrassed to say that I have not sent the violation out yet. It's just been that hectic, but it's forthcoming. But I will remind this board, that's not the only property on Washington Street that has violations. We send it to one, we'll send it to all. So there's at least a half a dozen on the street, very similar storage and sloppy keepings of the grounds. I did incorporate this board earlier this morning about a complaint that again was received on a vacant property on Briarwood and the house across the street, and I do admit they don't look as pristine as the rest of the neighborhood, but there are no property maintenance code violations on the site as it is today. There is high weeds in the landscape bed, but I've said it before, I gotta start at my place, then I gotta start at home here at the municipality, and then everybody gets that violation for a weed 10 inches tall on a landscape bed. We all have it. I have it. So I don't see that as a public safety issue, but it's something that needs to be identified and conversations need to be had. Again, that property is one of the 17 vacant buildings within the village that are identified. And again, I'm going to encourage this board, please have some communication with me and how our department is operating on behalf of the village. I encourage, let's do a SWOT. Let's identify the strengths and weaknesses, the opportunities. We have to do these self-evaluations on a regular basis just to make sure that all the services are appropriately provided for the village.
Thank you, Matt. Any questions for Matt?
Yeah, I wondered, was there any resolution to the issue of the missing trees? I think I saw one email came back and nothing, or?
None as of right now. The final notices have been sent. enforcement. I just had not heard a response from the one. The other, there was conversation had. The individual would not like to have the tree, but she didn't take the tree out. She's got a ring camera and she couldn't identify
Okay.
who had taken the tree out. On a similar note, we did have a listing of 12 properties under the I&I inspections that were done 2 years ago. All but one are still open. And I'd like to get some direction from the board where to go with this, or if we should communicate with the Department of Public Works to see if there's any finality to that. It was due for a reinspection today. I have not gotten any resolution.
You need resolution from,
I have not received closing of the complaint. Again, the complaint that was filed, we sent letters to 12 properties. We had several of them respond and
those,
reply.
okay.
We have one lagging. So we can
Okay.
communicate, and I'll just take direction on that.
Matt, new question, I'm sorry, but we have a property on Palmer Place that's been vacant, industrial property, that's been vacant for 1 decade, maybe more, for a long time, right? The Apple Rubber property. It's been a vacant building for,
On the south side,
on the south side, yeah. Is there anything in code, is there such thing as abandonment of, I mean, I don't know that, you know,
they're
is it
maintaining
structurally?
facilities.
They don't maintain it, they don't, it's never, I think they only mow it when,
Mowing.
they mow it when we cite them.
Do they pay their taxes?
I assume so, because we
Yeah,
probably know
that's-
otherwise.
Yeah.
But is there anything in code for a perennially, for abandonment? Is there any way to go after someone for abandonment of a property?
I can investigate it.
Because that's year after year, that's always, they don't maintain, I don't think they do maintain it. I mean, you know, we cite them, I'll take a picture, I've done it to you before, I send you a picture of them, and the next day, and you do take care of it always. But it's something that's kind of gotten in the way. It's gotten in the way of progress, kind of the path of progress right there. And this is just a property owner that has refused to ever answer anyone's calls, and I don't know if that's there probably is that right, but I want to make sure that, is there anything we can do?
I'll investigate the village code, get a little deeper into it, and I can report back.
Thank you.
Anything else for Matt? Not, Cap, first of all, congratulations on your retirement.
Well, thank you, I appreciate that.
I highly recommend it, and I thank you for all the service you've provided to the village board over the years.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed my time here. You'll probably see me one more time. I'll probably be here for the last one and all, but I enjoyed my career. It's a great community. Lancaster's a great community. I'm looking forward to retirement. And besides that, I have nothing tonight. Thank you.
Okay, and Art?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I suppose this would be a joint assignment for both you and Nicole. Nicole, we need to finish up the agreements that the board approved tonight, meaning that you have to sign and date some of these agreements. And Nicole,
Yes.
that would be the task order addition
Okay.
and Exhibit L that is attached to that. And then the task orders numbered 1 and 2, not 3, right?
No,
3 was denied.
No,
Four was
Five. I think
five,
it's
the one that was denied was
The
five.
last one was denied.
So then it would be 1, 2, 3, and 4 then?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they were all stapled together as a single resolution. And then the agreement with Ellicott Development. Okay?
You got it.
And then on top of that, excuse me, I did want to mention one other thing. On Friday, I was going over the online version of the village code, and it omitted some substantial revisions to signage that were adopted by a local law back on March 23rd. So I wrote to Mike on that, and I wrote to the general code, and they admitted that it didn't happen, that they didn't include in our digital version the changes that you adopted back in March. And what reminded me of that was Matt mentioning some signage issues. I'm sure Matt is up to speed, but a lot of those signage issues are addressed by what you did back in March. So by the end of the weekend, the digital version is now up to date. Although, obviously, they're going to give us another packet to put into our books, and they acknowledge that, and they said the packets are going to be free. We're not going to be charged for that. It's these digital, the online version of the code should be up to date so that we know what it says, and that was not the case for several months. So I wanted to mention that. Also, Tammy asked me if I could attend the meeting tomorrow afternoon, I guess, with some people involved in the 4th of July celebration. I can't. I've got another commitment with the Lancaster Lions. We're having a barbecue for the folks down the street on Broadway. But if I understand what's going to be on the agenda, I've already provided Tammy as to the carnival contract with Hamroll. You've got that, right?
Sure.
I'll do a contract for the boys' club, and that contract is going to be for the beer tent specifically and involve, they're going to have to come up with some insurance with beer tent, alcohol, okay?
Correct, yeah.
And also, then the other thing is we're going to have a contract with Skylighters for the fireworks. And Skylighters, as you noted, Tammy, are going back, thankfully, to St. Mary's for the site. And I understand that agreement will include $2,000 to St. Mary's for this license that they're providing. And as we always have in the past, it's going to be required that St. Mary's be identified as an additional insured in addition to the Village of Lancaster.
Yeah.
So I plan to have that all to you tomorrow
Yep,
via
same.
PDF.
Yep,
okay?
that's-
And hopefully it'll come in handy during the meeting. Okay?
Yep.
The other thing I wanted to mention was there was concern that some of these special events expose the village to liability and that coverage on behalf of the village was missing with respect to exposure created by others running these special events. And for that reason, we modified our special events application. We could do it in one or three ways, I suppose. Always require insurance and an indemnification agreement. Require it when demanded by the board, or thirdly, require it unless exempted by the board. And we went with option number 3, so that the board has some discretion to say, okay, in this particular instance, you don't have to get the insurance and provide us indemnification. Well, that brings into play 2 of the applications that were on the agenda this evening. The farmer's market, okay? It provides right here that they're going to get insurance and agree to indemnify the village unless the village, by resolution of the board, exempts them from doing it. So we've had a resolution tonight that they're going to go ahead with this. It's implied by no action that the obligation obtains, that if they're going to have that farmer's market on the corner, they have to get insurance and indemnify the village, and then I would pursue that, okay? Unless the board at this time wants to say, or sometime in the future, wants to say, don't forget it, we'll exempt them from that requirement. And ditto with the Renaissance Street Fair, okay? That's apparently going to be scheduled on August 6th, I think, if I read that correctly. I'm sorry, Saturday, August 8th. If the board does nothing, they're going to have to come up with this insurance. I guess there might be some alcohol involved in that. I don't know if there is. Yeah.
I believe there's
Right now, if nothing else is done, insurance and indemnification is going to be required with regard to both these events. And with that, I, believe it or not, have nothing further to report.
Okay, well, thank you, Art. If there's nothing else to come before the board, so yes, ma'am.
Historic preservation is here in attendance.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sherry.
I actually do have one small thing. Some of you may be aware, a little over a month ago, the HPC sent out letters to all the property owners in the historic district, just kind of reminding them of what's required when doing work on your exterior and so forth. Because there's been a few instances recently of people doing work on their properties without contacting the HPC. And it had been a few years since we had sent a letter out, so it went out to all the property owners. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
One more thing.
Sure.
On behalf of the village board, I think we should like to congratulate Father C.J. Wild
Oh, yeah,
on his
Oh.
ordination.
definitely.
Yes,
Special thing.
thought it was, I believe he was ordained the other day.
Ordained Saturday.
That's quite a commitment.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's still, is he still a member of the fire department, or did he?
No, he's an honorary chaplain. He resigned his active membership. He went military training, but he's still considered him an honorary chaplain, so.
Yeah, years ago, Father Jim Steele had belonged to the fire department. This is when I got in, so we've had some clergy in the past, but he's a very good, he was a good kid in school.
Yep, he's
His
a
parents
very
are
good
stellar.
fighter, and
Yep.
he's gonna go far.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else to come before the village board this evening? If not, I would ask that we'd stand in a moment of silence for a friend of mine. I think everybody knows Jerry Mann, general manager of the Buffalo Sabres. Jerry passed away the other night. His wife called me and informed me that. Jerry did a lot for the Buffalo area, certainly did a lot for the Buffalo Sabres. And when I met him, I didn't, it was difficult for me to say, gee, I'm actually meeting you. And I says, you're really, the guy that led the Sabres? And he says, yep, and I'm also the guy that stayed out of jail for kidnapping Alexander McGillen. But Jerry passed the other night, and I asked him, we'd stand there in a moment of silence in his memory. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
He died young. I remember going to see him.
Great story, I'll tell you that.
But
Well, Pete, get some rest.
I'm so tired.
Yeah, so